Okay, I have the timer up. As I was saying, I have the sub goal back up on YouTube, on the YouTube overlay. It's currently at 339 subscribers out of 350, which is my current goal, 350. Okay, so we are in the Lakeview Hotel Otherworld. Oh, forgot to have chat up. Haunted place. I did check this room already, and I couldn't find anything. Oh, I didn't go here. Doesn't seem like there's anything. I didn't check 207. Check door 207. Partially open, so there might be a monster. Wash yourselves, make yourselves clean. Remove the evil of your deeds from my sight. Oh. Got something out of that. Some health drink. So let's save, since I got a health drink out of that. About to go away from that location. Haven't seen any monsters yet. I am expecting to see some though, because I did just get a health drink. There are mannequins in this room. There's an elevator. Open. What's in here? Oh. Can at least check the doors. I won't be able to check these. Yeah. Heading to the nurse's office. Things are collapsing. Who is he talking to? Door. Nothing in here. Oh. Can't go there. No stairs. 214. Elevator. I can either go to the basement or the second floor. I'll go to the basement first. Did the elevator break? I can't use it anymore? Ah, an underwater level. Hope there's not a new enemy that's underwater. Oh, this must be a safe space. Venus Tears Bar. Nothing on the shelves. Wonder what puzzles I'll have to solve. Pump room. Come on. At least try and open the door so it gets marked on the map. Rifle round. Shotgun shells. Can't open that door. have to think about what game I'm gonna play after this one. What's going on here? Oh, Angela.
Mama?
No, that's James, not Mama.
Mama, I was looking for you. You're the only one left. Maybe then I can finally rest. Mama.
Angela? That's clearly not Mama.
What's wrong? Wait. You're not my mama.
She's not gonna accuse him of tricking her. Is she?
It's you.
Okay. I thought she would be more dramatic than that.
I'm sorry, Angela.
Sorry, I'm not your mama.
I think you were right. What we're looking for, it's not here. Not anymore.
Thank you for helping me earlier. But I wish you hadn't. Even Mama said it. I deserve what happened.
No, that's not true.
Angela, that is not true.
Don't pity me. I'm not worth it. Or maybe you think you can save me? Will you love me? Care for me?
Asking for a little much.
Heal all my pain? That's what I thought. James. Give me back the knife.
For what reason?
No, I won't.
Saving it for yourself. Have it your way. It doesn't change anything.
It's hot as hell in here.
You see it too?
Feels like the fire
For
spreading
me,
now.
It's always like this.
Gotta find another way forward. Upstairs. Where the monsters are? Question mark? Yeah, there are monsters in here. Another monster. go to the manager's office, maybe? Or the monsters in here. $312 to be cleared out. No one's returning. At least it was on the ground. Only go this way. Oh, I'm outside the map. That's cool. Okay. This way. There are so many red squares. They should give me 9 times the save slots now. In here. Maria? But you're dead! Oh my god, there are 2 of them.
Leave her alone. Leave us both the hell alone.
What did she do to deserve to die twice? 3 times? You can't be serious! Poor Maria. Constantly dying. And now there are 2 pyramid heads? I can't fight them! I can't even fight one!
I know what you are. I know why I needed you. But it's all over now. I don't need you anymore.
This is ridiculous.
I'm ready.
I'm not ready! You can't just say I'm ready! Is there health bar like how Destroy the Room gets? I need to pick up this health drink. want me to use the rifle round. So if we're gonna give out. What are they doing? What? Why'd they do that? Destroy what you don't need. Obsolete. Scarlet egg. Rust-colored egg. Okay. There was another syringe there. Let me go around the room. Health strings all over the place. Cool. Health strings and syringes. Boo? Boo to you too. Where am I? No map.
What do you want, James?
I don't know what he wants, Mary.
Flowers? I don't want any damn flowers. Just go home already. Look at me. I'm disgusting. Between the disease and the drugs, I look like a monster. Well, what are you looking at? Get the hell out of here. Leave me alone already. I'm no use to anyone. I'll be dead soon anyway. It'd be easier if they just killed me.
Don't say that, Mary. Okay, it froze. Okay. I thought it was just loading a cutscene.
I guess the hospital's making a nice profit off of me. Why are you still here? I told you to go. Are you deaf? Don't come back. James. Wait.
What is it?
Don't go. Don't leave me alone.
I'm sticking around until you're done talking.
I didn't mean what I said. Please. Tell me I'll be okay. Tell me I'm not gonna die. Help me.
Is that it? Another syringe, huh? What are they preparing me for? Okay, it seems like they want me to use a different weapon. So they did give me more handgun ammo. I don't know. What if the final boss is Mary? That would suck. Is that Mary? Jesus, Des Maria. Dying but never dead.
Mary? I have missed you so much.
I've missed you too. We can finally be together. Forever.
Does she mean in death?
No.
James. Honey. What's wrong?
I'm sorry. I know you tried,
James, please.
but she's gone. I know that now,
Stop it.
and I can't just keep pretending.
Shut up! What do you want? Do you even know anymore? I'm yours. I'm here for you. So what if I'm not her? I can give you what she never could. I can be better than her. What else do you want me to be? What else can I be?
I am so sorry, Maria. I really am.
It's Maria!
But this
I thought
has
so.
to stop. It's time to let it go.
I literally just saw her get killed again. And he warned her again.
No.
Oh, she said no.
What?
I won't let you do this to me. I won't let you go. I can't!
Oh, he's turning into a monster. Ow! No, I need to get away. Oh! she have a second form? Whew. Do I just run away from her now? Chasing me? Like, for real? Do I just run away? I don't think I'm making any progress. Supposed to be shooting her. Where is she? The one time. Oh, there she is. Behind me? Yes, she was. Third form? Third form. Oh, it's lagging now. slick weapon. Harder aim. I only have syringes left. I find it so much more difficult to aim with this. Fourth form? Defeat her. That part of me.
I miss you so much. I tried. I really did, but I can't. Just can't go on without you. I can't forgive myself for what I've done. I know this isn't what you would want. But I guess it doesn't matter anymore. You're not here. Are you?
In my restless dreams, I see that town. Silent Hill. You promised you'd take me there again someday. But you never did. Well, I'm alone there now. In our special place. Waiting for you to come and see me. But you never do. So, I wait. Wrapped in my cocoon of pain and loneliness. I know, I've done a terrible thing to you. I wish I could change that, but I can't. I feel so pathetic and ugly laying here. Every day I stare up at the cracks in the ceiling, and all I can think about is how unfair it is. The doctor came today. Told me I could go home for a short stay. It's not that I'm getting better. It's just that this could be my last chance. Even so, I'm glad to be coming home. I missed you so much. But I'm afraid, James. I'm afraid you don't really want me to come home. Every time you come to see me, I can tell how hard it is on you. I don't know if you hate me or pity me. Maybe I just disgust you. I'm so sorry. When I first learned I was gonna die, I couldn't accept it. I was so angry. I struck out at everyone I loved. Especially you. And that's why I understand if you hate me. But I want you to know, I will always love you. Even though our life together had to end like this, I still wouldn't trade it for the world. Well, this letter has gone on too long. So, I'll say goodbye. I told the nurse to give this to you after I'm gone. Which means that as you're reading this, I'm already dead. But that's okay. I'm not afraid of it anymore. I just hope the pain will end soon. So that you remember me for who I was. And not what the disease made me. I want you to go on. I want you to live for yourself and for others, like you did for me. James, you made me happy.
Only way out. Reach the in water ending. I guess there really are multiple endings, huh? Ending in water. There are 8 endings? Number of times text map, 975. That's almost double the amount of times I tried to open locked doors. Favorite weapon, steel pipe. Number of shots fired, 658. Total damage I received, 4,781. Enemies killed by shooting, 66. Despite firing 658 bullets. Enemies killed by fighting, 304. Number of healing items used, 118. That's a lot. Times died, 6. I didn't expect for there to be 8 endings. You have gained access to New Game Plus, where you can play with access to additional items, graphic modes, and endings. Is it worth it doing the rest of the endings? I wouldn't want to replay this game over and over and over again because it did take it was a lot of puzzles. I think I'll look it up actually. This guide from IGN says that the in water ending means that James had a death wish. Okay, let's look at how I got this ending. Inspect Angela's knife in your inventory at least twice. Do not inspect Mary's letter or the photo of Mary. I thought I did. Spend at least 10 minutes total at critical health. Do not hurry to heal James unless you're at immediate risk of death, and try to heal as little as possible when you do. Behave as if James does not care what happens to him. I was just trying to save up on healing items. Kill at least 350 enemies. Stomp an enemy that's already dead at least 30 times. Okay, I've definitely done that. But that's just to make sure that they're dead. Inspect the writing on the wall above the jukebox in Otherworld Neely's bar. Minimize the amount of time you spend with Maria. Don't worry about protecting her from monsters. Oh, I definitely didn't do that. I definitely did not protect her from monsters, is what I meant. Listen to the entire conversation before leaving. In water is a little easier to get than it used to be. Okay, the New Game Plus guide. You get a chainsaw as a little bonus weapon. Okay, this gives there's the UFO ending. The dog ending. I've heard about the dog ending. That's the first ending I've heard about, actually. I was in a friend's stream after I raided into him, and his stream partner told me about it. Okay, there is the bliss ending. I'm not sure I'm gonna do the new game plus, to be honest. You have to play through the entire game in order to get these endings, though. I don't want to do that. I'd rather just watch the cutscenes online. This game wasn't very long. Silent Hill F, I had to replay the game multiple times, and that really sucked. At least things changed. There aren't a lot of cutscenes in Silent Hill 2, so it's mostly puzzles, and I find that to be a pain. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna quit the game. I have 34 minutes left. I might go longer because it's not that cold in here. Maybe I should find a different game to play. I have so many games. I'm looking at my list of games. I have Chrono Cross. Let's see. The 100 Line. Hypnospace Outlaw. That might be a short game. Metaphor. Refantasio. That'd probably take a little while to download. I have a bunch of Nancy Drew games I haven't played yet. I have Silent Hill Homecoming. I don't feel like playing another Silent Hill game. Still Wakes the Deep. I don't feel like playing another horror game, honestly. If only Yakuza 3 Remastered worked on my computer, damn it. Let's see. I heard the 100 Line is really, really long. Might take me like, I don't know, 50 streams to get through it. Unprecedented. Oh, I have Ace Attorney Investigations collection. I forgot I bought this. I might decide to play this. Hmm. I'd have to change all the stream information on both YouTube and Twitch. I think it'd be worth it. Oh, I'll download it. Okay, it's at 1% now. It'll take me a little while to download it, so... I'll begin changing the stream information. What am I covering? I just finished playing Silent Hill 2, and now I'm downloading another game called Ace Attorney Investigations Collection. I'm probably gonna extend the stream by like an hour or two because it's not that cold in here. I can withstand the how very little cold it is right now. And I think I can have my browser open. So I'm just changing the stream information on YouTube and Twitch. No more scary game. Funny game instead. I might end this stream and oh, an ad break is starting on Twitch. Perfect. Okay. Let me just okay, the stream information is different now. timer is canceled. Let's extend the stream by an hour and a half, maybe. An ad break has just started on Twitch. It is 8:05 for me. We go 150 minutes, 2 hours and a half. Sure, why not? Okay. Just a minute left. Let's see how, okay, the game is almost finished downloading. Let me add Silent Hill 2 to my finished streaming list. Oh, and let me uninstall this new. I don't need it anymore. Yay! Okay, stream is set up. Okay, it's uninstalling the Natural Deer game. I figured I should do that. Finish streaming, remove from streaming now. Okay, now I can open the game. Oh, why is the game so small? Language set to English. You can see how small the game is. This game is partially playable with control. Screen shaking. On, screen flashes off, vibration on, text skip, no. Low transparency, wait time. Mouse controls. Screen resolution. make it a little bigger. Do not lock the cursor. I hate that. I like tapping. Okay, did I make it big enough? Yes, I did. Okay, let's jump into this game. Let me lower the volume first, though. It is a little loud. I think 50 would be good enough. Okay, there are 2 games. Yes. I like the new HD. Yeah, Turnabout Visitor, Episode 1. We're playing a game with HD chibi characters. Everything old is new. Achievement unlocked. Episode 1, Turnabout Visitor. March 14th, 1:16 a.m. Question marks? To make sure the defendant is found guilty, what other choice do I have? That's the job of a prosecutor, after all. That may be true, but why? Is that Phoenix, right? Or someone else? Why go this far? Sorry, maybe I wasn't clear enough. But a guilty verdict is all that matters to me. Evil! No matter what the cost. Who is this? I'm a prodigy among prosecutors. Always have been, always will be. March 14th, 2:05 a.m. Prosecutor's building. 12th floor, hallway. Oh, how cute! It's hard to believe that I've been away from my office for a whole month. I hope Detective Gumshoe has been keeping an eye on my office and keeping it clean. The door's unlocked. Detective Gumshoe? What's the smell? Very familiar. Blood? What the? What's the meaning of this? Freeze! Identify yourself. Shut up. You've got some nerve committing murder in a prosecutor's office. Is that a threat? Let me make one thing very clear. What? No one gets away with committing murder in my office. No one. My name is Miles Edgeworth, and I work as a prosecutor in my local district. Little did I know that upon my return home after a month abroad, I would be thrusted into a multitude of cases and some very frantic and busy days. March 14th, 2:56 a.m. High Prosecutor's Offices, room 1202. I finished photographing the victim's body, sir. Very well. Please continue your investigation. Yes, sir! Mr. Edwards, sir! Are you okay, sir? Keep it down, detective. This is a crime scene. When I heard that a murder had taken place in your office, I ran up here straight away. This is Dick Gumshoe. He's a detective for the local precinct, and the one they assigned to handle this murder case for the time being. You're looking a little pale, sir. Are you hurt? No, I'm perfectly fine. However... Ah! Look what they did to your office! It's totally trashed! I'll say, the culprit sullied my floor with dirt rather well. No one gets away with tracking mud into my office. Whoa! Sounds like you're getting really burned up over this whole thing. This crime was committed in my office, so it is my responsibility to solve it. Ho ho! That's just like you, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, time to do some investigating. Agreed. Our first course of action is to gather relevant facts and leads. We must not overlook anything, no matter how small, if we are to find the truth. So I'll keep any leads or information we find etched in the forefront of my mind. Picking up things that pique my curiosity. Why of all places did the murder occur in my office? Crime scene, my office. Is it really coincidence that the murder took place in my office? I get the nagging feeling that this is something important to keep in mind. Yeah, I was wondering that myself, sir. I mean, you can't really say it's just a coincidence, can you? No, not really. Especially because of this. The key to your office? For security reasons, this office door has a lock built into it. What do you mean, sir? If you think about it carefully and use logic, it should become clear to you. Logic? By finding the connection between two pieces of information and connecting them, new information is born. That is the end result of using logic. So how do you use it? First, I recall the information we've gathered with LB, and then I connect them together with Y. Now, to use LB and recall the facts. For security reasons, all prosecutors' doors are outfitted with locks, which means it would have been hard for the murderer and the victim to get in here. Ergo, it is impossible to dismiss the location of this crime as mere coincidence. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking, sir. There must be a reason why someone infiltrated my room. What was the killer after? Why did this happen in my office? What was the killer after? You're really on the ball today, Mr. Edgeworth. That's some beautiful logic, sir. Yes, well, when you follow these to their conclusion, only the truth remains. However, if the information doesn't line up properly, I may stray far from the truth as well. But if I think carefully before piecing leads together, the logic should flow. Well, let's get started with our investigation, shall we? Yes, sir! Begin investigation. High Prosecutor's Offices. Room 1202. The basis of any good investigation is to examine everything, sir. I know that. And when I want to examine something, I simply use A when I'm next to it. Oh, if you ever feel lost and want to talk, just use Y, okay? I'll give you great, precise advice as an ace investigator, sir. I'm gonna try later if I have free time, I suppose. They finished photographing the body, so it should be alright to examine this area. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. What do we have here? Hey, I think I've seen one of these before. It's a police badge, detective. Oh, hey! I have the exact same thing, actually. What a coincidence. Let's take a look inside. Mr. Buddy Faith. It would appear that our victim was a detective, just like you. There's blood all over his lower abdominal area. It looks like the bullet passed clean through his stomach area, sir. In other words, he was shot. Yep, and until the autopsy's done, I don't think we'll know much more than that. Please have the body sent to the morgue once they're done processing the crime scene. Bullet went clean through the victim's abdomen. The body was found at around 2:05 a.m. Are you going to be okay with keeping track of the evidence we find, sir? Of course. This is the safest way I know to keep track of it all. Alright, if you say so. I keep all the evidence I find either in or with my organizer. When I want to re-examine a piece, I have but to press RB to open my organizer. But the organizer isn't only for evidence. I keep people's profiles on hand in it too. It's probably a good idea to make a habit of checking the facts often. Your files are all over the floor, sir. They probably fell during the struggle between the victim and his killer. Aw, and I tried so hard to keep this place spotless while you were away. I mean, this just rendered all the time and effort I put in pointless. I don't recall ever asking you to clean my room. Well, I water the flowers every day, just like you requested, sir. I just added cleaning to the list as a weekend special. For about half a day every Saturday, I'd come in and clean this place until it sparkled. You have a life? I don't believe it! I packed those files on those shelves so tight. And not even earthquake could make them fall off, but just look at them! At this rate, the rest of the files won't be able to withstand an earthquake at all! A problem, to be sure. Well, once the investigation is over, we'll put them back up on the shelf. What have we here? This perhaps be the murder weapon? If so, it would mean that the killer made their escape after disposing of their gun here. I think I've seen one of these before. Care to enlighten me as to where? Oh! I know! I was issued the exact same model. I think. Detective. I don't really like guns all that much. I mean, they're really dangerous. But now that I think about it, you do see this model around the precinct a lot, sir. I don't use mine much except in emergency, so that's why I didn't recognize it. So it's the same type of revolver as the ones used by this precinct's detectives. It seems I've gathered a few pieces of pertinent information. Now to calmly use some laws, I can figure out if any of them are connected to each other. Revolver, the standard model used by detectives. Could it belong to our recently departed? Detective Gumshoe, could you please thoroughly check the victim's body one more time? Yes, sir! On it now, sir! Excuse me, pal. Let's see. What have we got here? It's Edward, sir! This guy's wearing a gun holster. So it appears that our killer somehow managed to take the victim's gun from him. Victim's revolver data jotted down in my organizer. See what else we can find out about this revolver. As I always say, you've got to look really carefully at each piece of evidence. You can use RS to rotate an object. There's no such thing as a bad angle. Use LB and RB to zoom in and out to get at the nitty-gritty. It looks like only one round was fired from this. Wow, so the killer killed the victim with just one shot after wresting the gun from him? Sounds like the guy knew how to handle a gun, huh, Miss Edgeworth? We have no proof for now, but that is a distinct possibility. I guess this is about all we're going to find out. You should send the body to Jim! Oh. Why, oh why? How could this have happened to a guy like you? Are you alright? Don't touch me! Leave me alone! Let me be! Sorry, but I can't do that. The investigation is still ongoing, so please refrain from touching the body. The body? The body? Don't talk about him like he's just some lump of flesh. Look at him. It looks like he's just turned in for the night. Sure. Just in a blood-stained suit, pal. Where are all my manners? Aren't you that prosecutor? Why, yes, I am. I'm Jacques Portsman, prosecutor. Jim here was my partner in crime busting. I'm Miles Edgeworth, and like you, I am also a prosecutor. Detective Dick Gumshoe, sir. So you're Miles Edgeworth. I guess this is your office. Yes, that is correct. But it was you! You're the one who killed Jim! Hey, don't go around jumping to conclusions, pal. Just calm down, okay? I will not! I know how things work around here. High prosecutor's office doors all have locks built into them. And only the owner of the office has the key to his or her own office door. That is correct. However, I was not the one who killed your partner. Yeah, Mr. Edwards has been overseas on a business trip this whole time, pal. And the key to the door was with me the entire time, okay? So the only one who could get in here was me. Wait, that means... I'm not sure what that means. So it was you then! You're Jim's killer! No way, pal! You've got it all wrong! Everyone calm down. Mr. Portsman, correct? If you are a real prosecutor, you should know how to stay collected. The investigation has only just begun. Isn't it too early to be drawing conclusions?
Alright, I get the point. You're right, my mistake. I tend to get a little too hot-headed sometimes. You sure are one cool customer, though, Mr. Edgeworth. I've heard all the rumors about you. You're the great genius prosecutor. You're something of a legend, you know? Anyway, let's call a truce and work together, okay? Now, how about a handshake to seal the deal?
A pleasure to work with you.
You guys were conducting your investigation, right? Sorry for barging in like that. Carry on, then. It's your room, after all.
Thank you. I intend to.
I just want a little more time to say goodbye to Jim. You there, sir. I want you to capture this scene on film for me. My final farewell to my partner, Jim.
A little weird to take pictures of a kneeling and a dead body? I should probably give them some space. Unusual, but okay.
Oh, your jacket, sir! What's it doing on the floor?
It must have fallen off the wall when the killer tried to threaten me by firing a round.
So the killer not only shot the victim, but they shot your jacket as well? They dared to shoot the ultra-special jacket that you made your prosecutorial debut in? What if they had shot through it? It would have been a disaster!
It's not worth getting worked up over, Detective. Tell me there's something more here.
Huh? Like what?
I take it you haven't noticed it yet, Detective? There is a giant contradiction right here in front of us.
Really?
Did I say contradiction? He must be rubbing off on me. I'm starting to sound like him. But I have my own methods, and I will conduct this investigation my way. When the scene before me contradicts a piece of evidence, or seems off, that's when my detective skills come into play. First, I have to find a spot that holds the contradiction. This is it. This bullet hole is where the contradiction lies. When I spot something that's off, I should point my cursor at it and press Y with conviction. And when I have found sufficient proof to prove the contradiction, I present it. This is how I do things.
Eureka!
This bullet hole is the contradiction.
What do you mean, sir?
It's elementary. These shots were fired in this room. The first felled the victim. And the second felled this frame.
Hey, that's right!
However, this gun was only fired once.
Hey, that's true too.
Which means that one of these two bullets was fired from a different gun. Did the killer have another gun prepared for tonight?
By the way, I noticed something, sir.
Yes?
What's that thing sticking out from behind the frame?
Ah, that. It's a secret safe.
Secret safe? Oh, I smell money.
I'll spare us the trouble and just say it. Nothing like what you're imagining is inside. Now, if you could kindly move this frame out of the way.
Roger that. Achoo! Achoo! Talk about dusty.
I suppose that's what happens when I'm not here to dust it once in a while.
I had no idea there was a safe here, or I'd have kept it clean for you, sir. So when did you put this thing in?
It wasn't something I had installed personally. Every prosecutor's office has one.
Really? I had no idea.
Well, only prosecutors are supposed to have knowledge of their existence.
So, what's inside, Mr. Edgeworth?
Right now? Nothing. We only use it to store especially important evidence when a trial is in session.
That's it? Talk about squashing my hopes and dreams.
Secret safe data jotted down in my organizer. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Now this is odd.
You found something, sir?
This keypad. Don't you find it to be a bit too clean?
Yeah, there's a thick layer of dust all around it, but not on the keypad itself.
You there, the forensic scientist. Yes, sir. Could you please dust this area for fingerprints? You got it, sir.
I couldn't find, let alone lift, a single print. Looks like it was wiped down well.
Secret safe data updated in my organizer. As I thought. It appears that logic is the only way around this setback. Time to rationally and calmly connect the dots with the information we have. I believe I have figured out what the murderer was after.
Well, what was it, sir?
The fact that the safe was wiped clean of fingerprints suggests that the criminal had at least attempted to open my safe, making the culprit's motive for breaking and entering theft, I believe. I wonder if knowing that the motive behind this break-in was theft changes what the other pieces of information can tell me about this crime. There is a possibility that the files splayed on the floor are not the result of a struggle between the victim and his killer.
Oh! You mean like it could have been from when the killer tried to find something, sir?
Precisely. We need to figure out if any of the files have been stolen.
Yes, sir! I'm gonna shelve files like you've never seen before, even at a library!
Sure. Let's give that a try.
Why do all the good ones always die young? Surely you must ponder that every once in a while, Mr. Edgeworth.
No matter how much we lament, the dead will not come back to life. All we can do is search for the truth.
And? So what are we supposed to do? How do we go about finding the truth?
First, we calmly restore the files to their rightful place.
You got it! Here, let me help. So this file goes here, and that book goes there. I know a lot about where things go, despite it being Mr. Edgeworth's office. Because I'm the one who keeps it tidy, pal! Okay, done.
It would appear that the murder was definitely committed here.
Ugh, the bloodstains in the bookshelf are still fresh.
I suspect that the victim was killed in a standing position, hence the prints on the shelf.
And then the guy fell on the floor, right? The blood on the floor is kind of grossing me out.
Detective, I don't have the time to deal with your weak stomach right now.
Ugh, you know I'm no good with blood, sir.
I'm certain there's something wrong with this picture. The victim's handprints. He must have tried to support himself with his hands here after being shot.
There were prints on the floor, too.
Those must have been made when, unable to stay standing, he dropped to the floor.
I put them all back, just as they should be, sir. Doesn't look like anything's missing.
Although, it does look like the killer moved the body to flip through my shelves. I wonder if they found what they were looking for.
So this is where the bullet lodged itself after it went through the victim, huh?
For the bullet to be lodged so squarely in a file's spine indicates that the files were ransacked after the shooting had occurred.
Then I guess the victim was moved because he was in the killer's way.
The killer moved the body because it was leaning against the bookshelf.
The blood on this guy's hands proves that pretty well.
In a sense, I suppose.
See? I'm not completely useless, Mr. Edgeworth.
It appears that the victim was in a sitting position here after being shot.
Oh, so that's why the seat of the victim's pants had blood on it.
That would be a logical conclusion. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? This is clearly where the contradiction lies.
I don't really see what's so wrong with that spot.
You don't understand? You see, therein lies the contradiction.
Mr. Edgeworth, sir, it'd be nice if you just admit when you're wrong.
That wasn't a mistake! That was me keeping you on your toes, detective. The abdomen?
Eureka!
There is clearly a contradiction here with this bullet hole.
What do you mean, sir?
You don't see? Quite simply, the bullet hole itself is too low. If the victim was shot in the stomach, the hole should be much higher up.
But what if the guy was shot while he was sitting or lying down, sir?
That would be illogical. The victim leaned against a shelf here after being shot, which suggests that he was standing when he was shot.
And that means... Wait, what does that mean, sir?
It means you need to use your brain every once in a while instead of mine, detective. In any case, it means someone made a faulty assumption. And it was from this mistake that our current contradiction was born. What is this faulty assumption that causes problem with the bullet hole's position? The files look fine. If the victim was shot while he was lying down...
Wait, didn't you just say that line of reasoning is illogical, sir? You said the victim leaned against a shelf here after being shot.
I was trying to be nice and explain my complex logic in an easier way for you, detective.
Oh, really? Thanks for thinking of me, sir.
Good. I don't think you noticed my mistake. The position of the handprints is what's causing this problem. We wouldn't be in this dilemma if the handprints were closer to the ground.
But the handprints are where they are, up top.
Yes, you are quite perceptive, which is why this is not a viable hypothesis.
Oh, so it was just a what if? Then what's the right answer?
What? Position of the files. It looks to be right to me. Still can't figure it out? Then allow me to explain.
Yes, please, sir.
Guess he didn't notice the slip-up. Although, at this point, I shouldn't be surprised. I believe the order of the files is a bit off.
You mean I put them back in the wrong order just now? Hey, actually, I think the labels in the files are wrong, sir.
Oh?
Yeah, you see here how the files that were shot begin with the number O? 0?
The number O. Hi, Jazz. Thank you for the lurk.
What are those doing all the way down there after 1, 2, and 3? That's really weird.
Actually, the way they are organized now is the correct order. They are exactly as I see them in my mind's eye.
But the numbers are all out of order.
Those white binders are special, so they are arranged a little differently. But from this, we know that the files were not in this order when the crime occurred. Aha! So that's it. I believe the killer made the same incorrect assumption as you just did, detective. Let's rearrange the files in numerical order and see what we find out.
Do you think it'd be okay to prop the body back up to how it was before it was moved?
They finished processing the crime scene, so I don't see why it wouldn't be. If you please, Detective Gunshoe. As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be. The killer went through my files first before shooting Mr. Faith.
And then put the files back in numerical order, I guess.
Exactly, and then proceeded to shoot the victim.
But why would someone kill a man and then look through your files one more time?
Puzzling indeed. The files were thrown into disarray twice, once before and once after the crime. But why? Now the crime scene is as it was at the time of the murder. Time to give it another look. This is...
What is that? Why does it say gumshoe on there in blood? I'd say that's some incredibly incriminating evidence.
Yes, indicative of criminal activity indeed.
No! Wait! There's gotta be some mistake! Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Help me! Say something, sir!
It appears that one of my files was stolen.
Not all, sir? What about me and my situation?
Is this what the killer was really after? One of the files that were written upon in blood was stolen by the culprit.
Looks like Jim was able to leave the name of his killer in the end. And this is most important message managed to reach us. I'm telling you, it wasn't me! You can't be terribly pleased to hear that your beloved partner is the guilty party.
If you are going to accuse Detective Gumshoe of being the culprit, I sincerely hope you have some proof to back it up.
Jim's words, they're more than enough, wouldn't you say?
If that's how you want to play it, then at least allow me to understand your reasoning.
You got it.
I don't like this one bit. There's something strange about this man's attitude. And there must be some sort of flaw to his logic waiting for me to dig out.
Mr. Edgeworth, what are you going to do?
What I always do in court. I'm going to cross-examine him. One way or another, I'll expose the flaw in his logic with this technique.
Oh, how do you do that? Can you explain it to me, sir?
Alright, first I listen to the witness's testimony. If I find a flaw in the testimony, something that contradicts the evidence, I open my organizer with RB and present the piece of contradictory evidence. To present something, I simply use Y. That's old news.
But it's not like there's gonna be a flaw in their testimony every time, right?
Correct. And at those times, I need to press the witness with LB. Sometimes by pressing, I can draw new information and new or modified testimony.
I think I get it, sir. I'll be sure to try this technique out during investigations, too.
Very well. I'll even show you how it's done. Now watch carefully. Mr. Portsman's logic.
Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Furthermore, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. And it will be by his final words that you will be brought to justice.
You intend to argue that the victim's dying message points to his killer?
I can hear Jim's voice, and he's calling for his killer's arrest.
Are you sure you're not mishearing his words, Mr. Portsman? There is no way Detective Gumshoe is the culprit here. I will find a flaw in this man's logic and expose it with credible evidence. Mr. Portsman's logic. Rebuttal! Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead.
Hold it!
You know, there's something I've been meaning to ask.
What is it?
Why do you call the victim Jim, when clearly his name is Buddy Faith?
Isn't it obvious? Jim is the perfect name for my companion. Doc and Jim. Don't those two names go together like peanut butter and jelly? But Jim isn't even close to the guy's real name. Well, Jock and Buddy just sounds off somehow. Besides, he was the third of a bunch of guys that decided to nickname Jim.
Talked about the victim like he was his pet.
Further, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead.
Hold it!
Do you really think it was necessary to disassemble my shelf twice to do that?
That's true. Okay, then maybe his real intent was theft. Hey! Are you accusing me of stealing something from Mr. Edgeworth? It's a possibility. Maybe your salary's been cut so much that life is getting a little too rough to handle. I'll have you know that I eat 3 square meals every day, pal! Okay, so all 3 of them happen to be instant noodles, but... Poor thing. What an evil prosecutor you were paired up with. And what a motive, no? That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf.
Hold it!
And why would Detective Gumshoe do such a thing?
Because the body was getting in his way. That must be a bookshelf somehow, right? Anyway. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding.
Hold it!
Why do you think that the killer didn't notice the bloody letters?
The body was covering it quite well, wouldn't you say? That's how we missed it. But judging by what I've seen, it doesn't take much for your detective to miss something. Who do you think you are? You know nothing about me, pal! There's a lot a person can understand about another first impressions alone.
I can't say I disagree with him on that point.
Why don't you say something, sir? Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth!
Despite his lack of attention to detail, I don't believe the detective to be the culprit. Nobody could have overlooked the bloody letters, and I can prove it with evidence.
I could ask for a better setup. For the game-finishing spike. And it will be by his final words that you will be brought to justice.
Hold it!
Are you saying that those letters were intended for you?
Yep, Jim was an outstanding detective. I would expect no less from my former partner.
It looks like Mr. Portsman still doesn't understand. He has yet to figure out the true meaning behind the bloody letters.
What are you sputtering over there? Can't you just admit my logic is perfectly sound?
Actually, there's a gigantic flaw in his logic. A gap so wide that even the good detective could spot it. Now to clue Mr. Portsman in by presenting him with some evidence. Portsman. There is a large flaw in your logic.
Really? I think it holds up rather well, actually. What do you think is wrong with it?
Nothing. Let's move on.
This isn't like you at all, sir! Concentrate!
That was careless of me. I can't afford to do that or the truth will slowly slip away. Remain calm, Miles. It's the only way.
Objection!
I must object to your line of logic.
Which part do you have any objection to?
Yes, well,
Stay cool, Miss Edgeworth. You're no good when you're all flustered.
the detective's right, for a change. How did it come to this? I'm not sure what the answer is. What contradicts this?
Objection!
Perhaps you're not aware, Mr. Portsman, but there is a serious flaw in your logic.
Bring a bit of the courtroom into this, I see. No problem. I'm game.
I can't help but find it odd.
Excuse me?
I thought a fellow prosecutor would be brought down by the power of his own office.
What are you talking about? Oh, you're joking. I get it. Ha ha ha!
If you have the time to laugh, then you have the time to take another closer look at this. Do you still not see? If not, may I direct your attention to the missing file?
What? It's impossible!
What's impossible, Mr. Portsman?
Nothing.
The files in that shelf are all about a certain case. When the killer went to take the file after murdering your partner, I highly doubt they could have missed the bloody letters written on the spines.
Objection!
It's possible that they could have taken the file before committing the murder.
I think it's pretty obvious that the file was stolen after it was written on. The missing letters in the detective's name, where the file should be, is proof.
Yeah, I mean, the S is gone and there's only half an H.
Detective Gumshoe really was the culprit of this case. I highly doubt that even he could overlook his own name written in blood on the files. Especially as a detective who can't stand the sight of blood.
Which means... What exactly? Does that make this dying message?
It makes it the work of a criminal intent on tampering with the crime scene.
That's so low! I can't believe the criminal tried to pin this whole thing on me, sir! I'm gonna get him, sir! You'll see! I'm gonna have them under arrest in no time!
Well, Mr. Portsman?
Brilliant! Absolutely splendid! Logic deserving of Olympic gold!
I appreciate the praise, but it doesn't change the fact that your reasoning is flawed.
You win some and you lose some. That's how life goes. Glad everyone's so cheery, even though I feel more dead than alive. Ah, but you know, it really is a shame. I really didn't want to have to bring this up, however. What is it this time? Are you still after me, pal? Humor me for a second. Who has the key to this office? That would be me! But Mr. Edgeworth just proved that I'm innocent, pal. That's absolutely right! And I acknowledge your innocence.
Then why do I sense that you still have something to say?
Well, I was thinking, did you know there is one other person with the key to this office?
One other person?
Hey, you there! Yes, sir. What is it, sir? Would you kindly fetch and escort that lovely young lady here for me?
Lady?
The girl is a member of this building's security. Think of her as a material witness. Security? Did you say security? No, stop it, pal! Don't!
What's wrong with him all of a sudden?
I believe she needs no introduction. I have called upon Miss Maggie Bird, a member of security.
Maggie Bird! She's back! Detective Gumshoe, sir.
Maggie! Miss Bird is the security guard on watch tonight.
I see. And your point is?
My point is that you could very well have used it. And by it, I mean the master key, which can open all the office doors in this building. What? If you are not the guilty party, Detective Gumshoe, then the only other person with access to this room is Miss Bird.
How dare you! I would never sneak into someone's room!
That's right! I refuse to believe that Maggie's the culprit, pal! It was me! That's right, I did it! Can you take that as a confession, detective? Well, it wasn't really me, but it definitely wasn't Maggie, pal! So yeah, it was me! If it was you, you'd have no problems with that, right?
Please refrain from flying off the handle, detective. There's no need for such theatrics.
Listen to your boss, detective. He understands what I'm saying here. That girl is the only one who could have committed the crime, and for one simple reason.
Reason for suspicion.
It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, then that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making it all the more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message.
So you're saying she used the master key?
Incredibly incriminating evidence, wouldn't you say?
That's what you claimed about the evidence earlier as well.
That was then, this is now. The flow of a good match always changes during a rally. It's all about your reflexes and reaction time, especially for an athlete like me.
I wonder if there was anyone else other than Miss Bird who could have used the master key. It seems that the only way to get Mr. Portsman to give me more details is to press him. Reason for suspicion. Rebuttal!
It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key.
Hold it!
Are you sure Miss Bird is the only member of security who could have used the master key?
There's only one person on staff at this time of night, and tonight, she's it. Isn't that right, Miss Bird?
That's, true, but I wasn't able to use the master key at the time of the crime, sir. Wasn't able to? What's that supposed to mean?
Yes. Moving on. I'd hate to get sidetracked by something unrelated. What do you mean unrelated? I want to hear what she has to say, pal! You can't really trust her not to tell lies. Plus, I hate wasting time.
Did I hear Miss Bird out? Not so fast. I too am interested in hearing what Miss Bird has to say.
Didn't I just say it'd be a waste of time? You don't need to hear her lies.
I'll be the judge of that. Miss Bird, if you please. I discovered that the master key was missing at around 1 a.m., sir.
What do you mean by missing?
As if it wasn't anywhere in the security booth, sir. The killer must have stolen it. Mr. Portsman, I believe this is to be an important piece of testimony, don't you?
I can't believe that someone like you would be taken in by such words.
I'm not lying, sir.
Objection!
If that's the case, then I'd like to know why you have the master key now.
I don't quite know. It just reappeared all of a sudden, sir.
A likely story. And where's your proof that the key was stolen to begin with? I bet you just forgot where you put it and then found it again.
I never lose things. I can practically guarantee that. With me, if something disappears, it's usually because someone stole it.
Yeah, pal. Trust me, you don't want to test just how bad her luck is.
Unfortunately, I can't deem this piece of testimony as conclusive.
Glad you agree, Mr. Edgeworth. But you still haven't established Maggie's motive for breaking into Mr. Edgeworth's office. Her motive? Didn't we already establish that it was theft? I mean, the culprit clearly went through the bookshelves and at least tried the safe.
It is as Mr. Portsman says, detective. And ignore the fact that all the evidence points towards the motive of theft. But I'm not done taking blows. Time to counterattack with a few facts of my own.
For intent, from the mess of shelves to the wiped down safe, I'd say thievery.
Hold it!
I concur that the culprit's motive appears to have been thievery. However,
Glad to hear that the great Miles Edgeworth is in agreement with little old me.
However, with regards to the investigation of the bookshelves and safe...
Hey, good thinking! Asking for my opinion on the matter.
Would it be too much for you to allow me to complete a full sentence?
I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door...
Hold it!
I thought we had established Detective Gumshoe's innocence pretty thoroughly.
It was just a theory, one hypothesis among the many possibilities. I mean, I had my doubts about Miss Bird from the very beginning.
If that's the case, then why didn't you mention her first?
Now, don't make that face. See, there goes the truth, running the other way. Let's pick up the pace and see if we can't catch up to it.
I don't think you're catching my drift.
But we are in agreement that the detective isn't the killer, right? If so, then I hope you'll understand what I say. That since she is the only one who could have opened their office door, then that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect.
Hold it!
Don't you think it's a bit early to be jumping to conclusions?
Do you think there's another way to open the door other than with a master key? Oh, I get it. Perhaps you had a spare made for someone else?
I'll have you know, I have never made a spare. What are you insinuating?
Nothing. Guess I should have known better than to suggest that someone like you would. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she?
Hold it!
Is there anyone in this district who hasn't at least heard of Detective Gumshoe?
Good point. He's practically a celebrity among us prosecutors. Really? I never knew I was so talked about, sir. We're holding our collective breath, you know. For when you script so badly that you're literally chased off the force. Wait, what? Is that true, Mr. Edgeworth?
Of course not.
That's hogwash. Phew, don't scare me like that. I almost had a heart attack there. Making it all that more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message.
Hold it!
By dying message, you mean the bloody letters that spell out Gumshoe?
I figured that whoever wrote his name must have wanted to frame him. And just the act of choosing his name is proof enough that the two knew each other well. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and present some evidence!
I would love to, but first, we should listen a bit more and digest what he is saying. And press him for more information.
It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key.
I don't need to press it anymore. It's the master key to every office in the building. This badge's design is said to reflect the relentlessness and discipline of law enforcement. It comes from the authority vested in us as strict protectors of the law, and executors of sentences, much like harsh winter frost and blazing summer days. So we're here to identify oneself as a prosecutor, but I have no interest in doing so. Each prosecutor's badge is engraved with a number of its own on the back. Numbers. As if we're not human on the inside like everyone else. That doesn't contradict anything.
Objection!
It would behoove you to take a good look at this.
I see it, but I fail to see how it has anything to do with me.
Is that so?
You're not at the top of your game today, are you, Mr. Genius Prosecutor?
Can't allow him to set the pace here. I must remain calm. Only by doing so can I find final flaw in his reasoning.
Hold it!
Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to press. A dying message? You mean the bloody letters that spell out Gumshoe?
I figured that whoever wrote his name must have wanted to frame him. Just the act of choosing his name is proof enough that the two knew each other well. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you waiting for? Oh.
Objection!
I don't know what the answer is! Oh my god.
Objection!
Mr. Portsman, there is a large flaw in your logic.
Really? I think it holds up rather well, actually. What do you think is wrong with it?
Nothing. Let's move on.
This isn't like you at all, sir. Concentrate.
That was careless of me. I need help, sir.
Mr. Edgeworth!
I don't know! Oh, let's save.
Objection!
I don't know what the answer is, so I'm just picking at random. Did I already use time?
Objection!
That starts at 1 minute.
Hold it!
Ah. Okay, ad starts in a few, so I'll be right back. okay? I did look it up. I looked up the answer. It's the secret safe.
Objection!
Do you wish to continue insisting that Miss Bird was set on stealing something?
Why not? It's the truth after all. It was also by your logic that we came to the whole thievery conclusion anyway.
That may be, but you must also be aware of the fact that the safe is a secret safe, the existence of which is only privy to prosecutors.
Ah! I found it a little hard to believe that a hidden safe was a part of her cunning plan. But she could have found it by accident while she was turning everything else upside down.
I highly doubt that. I'd say the culprit knew exactly what they were looking for. After all, only the bookshelf and the safe were targeted.
Ugh! Yeah, even I didn't know about that safe, pal. And that means there's no way Maggie could have known about it either. Then are you proposing that the killer is a prosecutor?
Interesting conclusion. That's definitely looking more and more probable. What's wrong, prosecutor? Do you have a different suspect in mind now?
Curses! Why? What made you... What's with the angry face all of a sudden? It's not my fault!
What do you mean?
Him. He knew about the existence of the secret safes.
Did you just say?
We were partners! Like inseparable conjoined twins! That's why I told him. I told him in on the secret safes! Then that means... Yeah, I know. I had only just told him, too. Obviously, it was wrong of me to tell him. I still can't quite believe it. The thief who broke into your room was probably Jim.
Now he's claiming that the victim was the thief?
And you were simply trying to stop him, weren't you? Miss Maggie Bird.
Excuse me?
I mean, you are a security guard, right? That's your job. The killing is going a bit too far, even in your risky profession. What the? You're still accusing Maggie of the murder?
Yes and no. I mean, she had stumbled upon Jim, who had probably drawn his gun.
I get it! It was self-defense, wasn't it?
No! I could never do something like that. Not even as a security guard, sir.
Plus, even if he was a thief, he wouldn't have a key to his office. Which is precisely why he had to steal it, wouldn't you say? It was Jim who stole the master key.
Ah!
Pretty impossible for a supposedly stolen key to be here with us unless... Well, unless you retrieved it from Jim after you killed him.
Mr. Portsman, are you honestly accusing your own partner of being a thief?
I don't want to admit it, but it's the only way for everything else to make sense.
Has he no honor?
Now then, I think we're done here. The investigation waits for no man. Would you people be so kind as to see yourselves out? You can't kick us out! This is Edward's office! But I'm the one who's been assigned to this case. You're all suspects to varying degrees, and therefore ineligible to run this show. Listen, pal, how many times do I have to say this? Maggie can't be the culprit!
Detective Gumshoe!
Calm yourself. But sir...
We have no choice but to accommodate his request. For now.
Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. At least one of you understands. Now then, if you could remove yourself from my crime scene, I'd be most grateful. Mark my words, Mr. Portsman. We will meet again. If that's a formal request from the legendary prosecutor himself, then I suppose so. Now don't disappoint me, you hear?
To be continued. March 14th, 4:18 a.m. Prosecutor's building, 12th floor hallway.
What is with that prosecutor? I can't believe how rude he was. It was unbelievable.
Please maintain your professionalism, detective.
I'm gonna find some real solid evidence proving Maggie's innocence. You'll see, sir.
But we've been kicked out of the crime scene, sir.
True. So then what now?
Looks like my life's fallen into yet another gigantic ditch. Do not despair, Miss Bird. We can overcome this as well. There are many other places and things we should be looking into anyway.
Really, sir?
For example, this hallway. The linchpin of his argument against Miss Bird is related to the master key. In that case, this hallway is the perfect place to look for more information regarding the mystery surrounding my door. Begin investigation. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. 402. These 4 numbers on a number plate alone proclaim this to be my office.
Whoops! Hey, these number plates slide right out, sir!
We have to be able to take the plate off when the room becomes vacant, you know? Although, the idea that it can be so easily removed is kind of...
I don't see any signs of forced entry. And according to the guard, no signs that the lock was picked either, sir. Meaning that the door really was opened with a key. You happen to ask if any prints were lifted from the doorknob? Apparently, the doorknob's clean as a whistle. Wipes, they think. Whoever this thief is, they did a good job of not leaving any clues behind. A minimalist, yet classy door made of top-quality wood. It's sturdily made, making it nearly impossible to break in by force. It's almost majestic, sir. I wish I could be as stately as this door. Only Gumshoe would praise the door as something greater than himself. Being a detective has his own rewards and a certain virtuous value, I think. If you live up to your full potential, it's a poignant trait that anyone can admire. I see! So you're saying, sir, that me being me is the best thing I can do for everyone? Right. That long pause wasn't exactly reassuring, sir. What is a basketball doing here? That's Mr. Portsman's prized possession, sir. I heard he also plays soccer, dodgeball, and even tennis. Not a single one of those sports is suitable to be played in a hallway. What is a basketball hoop doing here? Hey, didn't this used to be just outside next to the building a long time ago? So when and why was it moved indoors? I don't remember exactly, but I saw one of the officers drag it up here recently. Drag it? I heard that it wouldn't fit in the elevator, so the poor guy had to bring it himself. All the way up to the 12th floor? His office. Level 3. Hey Maggie, whose room is this again? It's Mr. Portsman, sir. So he's my new neighbor, I see. I suppose he moved in while I was away overseas? I won't rest until I inspect every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Oh! Isn't this that missing O-series file, sir? No doubt about it. The bloody letters mark it clear as day. There seem to be a few pages missing. Our thief took only what was necessary and left the rest behind. So what are those O files about, sir? I guess it's got something worth stealing in them, huh? Not particularly. It's just a collection of court case files. However, the cases within these files are not mine. Huh? They belong to the high prosecutor that used to occupy my current office. I have my reasons, but let's just say I was charged with keeping them as they were. And that means the thief must have also wanted the file for a specific reason, right? It would seem so. Only the pages related to that case from 10 years ago are missing. I wonder why anyone would care about such an old case. A well-crafted, high-quality sofa for visitors. The stitching is excellent. Talk about a luxury waiting area. These babies are also great for napping, you know? You would sleep even out here, detective? In a hallway? Whenever I do, I always wind up dreaming about giving testimony over the stand. It always ends the same way, me getting trounced by a lawyer. Isn't that awful? Maybe I should give it a try sometime. To envision myself winning, naturally. Is everything alright? Yes, sir! You must know I weighed myself this morning and I'm finally at 154 pounds. Congratulations! But I was asking about this hallway in this room. Oh, everything's okay, sir. A word of advice, stay focused or you may start to lose even more weight. Is this a Winston Payne? It looks like you're in quite the pinch, Mr. Edgeworth. To be sure, a murder within the walls of the prosecutor's office is no trifling matter. We must find, apprehend, and punish the killer accordingly, post-haste. Sounds like a messy case you've got on your hands. If you ever feel lost or need some advice, my door is always open. How gracious. I will keep your offer in mind. Who's this guy again? He doesn't remember Winston Payne? I was wondering if I may speak with you for a bit concerning this case. I've always been a big fan of the courtroom, but this? It's like a dream! A dream where I'm being pressed down by V. Miles Edgeworth! I can't let this chance pass me by. I must remember to ask her about the master key. I should jog her memory by showing my notes to her with why. Have you ever met the victim before? Well, I've seen him a couple of times before when I had to go to Mr. Portsman's office. Mr. Faith was always playing basketball with Mr. Portsman, sir. That sounds like fun! Just once I'd have love to play with them. It sounds fun, but the only person ever taking a shot was Mr. Portsman. All Mr. Faith ever did was pass him the ball, sir. On second thought, I don't think I'd have fit in all that well with them.
Miss Maggie Bird, correct? I take it that you are an acquaintance of the detective?
She was under my supervision back when she was still on the force, sir. One day she got caught up in a murder and things started going downhill, so she quit.
But I owe a lot to Detective Gumshoe for introducing me to my current employer. Or so I thought until a few hours ago. Right before I was about to clock out for the night.
You got caught up in this whirlwind of a case, correct?
Don't worry, my whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. Since I was 6 months old, when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building, I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed at almost every test I've taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster. Now I even managed to be named a colonel just when I become a security guard.
That's a lot to go through in one lifetime.
I know! It's just when I thought I had finally found my happiness, I wound up getting you and Detective Gumshoe involved in my bad luck.
You don't need to worry about me, Miss Bird. Nor do you need to worry about yourself. I will solve this case and prove your innocence. All I ask in return is for your cooperation.
Yes, sir, Mr. Edgeworth! You can count on me! I'll do all I can do to help. That's a prosecutor's badge, isn't it? It proves that you're really a prosecutor.
Interesting. By all appearances, she seems to know more than Gumshoe.
With that badge, even I could be a professional prosecutor. Hey, please try that on. For a little bit.
I don't think that would be a very good idea, do you?
I guess not.
Second thought, they're actually on the same level.
I'm just a lowly security guard, so I'm not sure what I should do with that other than to guard it.
It's like talking to another Gumshoe.
So when did you discover that the master key was missing? By the time I realized it, I think it was around 1 a.m., sir. And I noticed it was back at around 2:30 a.m. It was just sitting there on the ledge where the security room's reception window is. But I'm sure that between those two times, it was just gone, but stolen, sir.
Why is such an important key stored in such an insecure place?
Ah, it's not like that, sir. We always keep the key further inside the room, away from the window.
Always, you say? Except for this time, correct?
Well, I admit that was a bit careless, but I had my reasons. I left it out because I was sort of using it at the time. It was after I had used it that I left it sitting out on the ledge.
You used the master key? What did you mean by you used the master key?
Oh, I had to use it to open the door for this prosecutor who had forgotten his key. I mean, it's my job as a security guard, right? Ah!
What is it?
That's right! I just remembered! The prosecutor who forgot his key! It was Mr. Portsman, sir!
What? Please tell me more, Miss Bird, quickly!
It was around 12 a.m. Mr. Portsman had forgotten his office key, so he came down to security, sir.
And that's when you loaned the master key to him?
No way! It's against regulations to loan the master key out to anyone. I walked with Mr. Portsman to his office and opened the door for him personally, sir.
I see. And then? What happened after that?
Well, he called for me to come close up his office as he was leaving to go home. That was around 1:30 a.m., I think.
So, in summary, for the sake of one forgetful prosecutor, you used the master key twice tonight. Talk about suspicious. I doubt you can say that you've never left your keys at home, Detective. I think this calls for a thorough examination of Mr. Portsman's door. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. It's Mr. Portsman's personal basketball hoop. I can't believe he put something like this in the hallway of the prosecutor's office. But, you know, it's actually pretty useful, sir. I haven't gotten lost trying to get to your office since it's been here. How long have I had the same office? And yet you still managed to get lost? Oh, same, Gumshoe. Room 1203. I'm thinking that this is Mr. Portsman's office?
Yeah, you can't mistake it because of that basketball hoop, sir. Oh, that reminds me. Mr. Portsman had actually wanted room 1202 really badly. But since you were already occupying it, Mr. Edgeworth, we put him next door, sir.
So why was Mr. Portsman so particular about getting room 1202?
I'm not sure, but I bet it's because of something like this. His birthday is December 2nd?
Yep, that's gotta be it. I can't think of another reason why. I can think of at least 3. Why am I even wasting time thinking about this?
A minimalistic. classy door made of top quality wood.
Even Mr. Portsmouth seems dignified just because he works behind one of these.
Nonsense. A man doesn't become more or less dignified because of where he works.
Well, he still seems more dignified than Mr. Payne.
Hey, I suppose custodial work can also be dignified. The door is locked tight.
I bet the old credit card trick wouldn't work here, huh, Mr. Edgeworth?
This is the office of a high prosecutor detective. These doors would be pretty ineffective if the average cat burglar could get through them.
Aha! So I guess only a great cat burglar can get in. That must be who our culprit is.
And I advise you to return that conclusion to whatever pawn shop you bought it from. Heyo! Hi! How you doing? I'm pretty good. Just got done walking a dog and heading back home now. How's the investigation going? Pretty good so far. We got a dead body in the office of Mr. Edgeworth. And we're currently outside trying to investigate further because the prosecutor is the one who killed the dude. And he kicked us out. Someone filed, but what's it doing under here?
Yeah, why would you steal something and then leave it behind?
It looks like our thieves took only what was needed.
So what are these O files anyway?
Did you just explain that a few minutes ago?
I guess it's got something worth stealing in them, huh?
Not particularly. It's just a collection of court case files. However... Okay. There must be something else because this, Oh, there. I bet the thieves not under here.
I guess there isn't enough space for anyone to hide under here anyway. I mean, if someone could contort themselves to fit, I'd be really impressed.
Sounds to me like somebody has already tried it at least once before. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Oh, I didn't mean to do that again. What else can I investigate? Maybe I do the LB? Miss Bird, I'm afraid there's a flaw in your story. What? No way, pal! I mean, sir. You said that you locked in Mr. Portsmouth's office at around 1:30 a.m., correct? However, the master key had already been stolen at that time. How? Nothing gets by you, Mr. Edgeworth. You saw the contradiction like a pro. I had totally forgotten all about that. But thanks to you, I remember it now. You're right. It was around that very time that I realized the master key was missing. And? Well, I'm a security guard, sir. I can't just admit to losing the master key, can I? So I pretended to lock up his room, sir.
You pretended?
Yeah, I used my house key and made it look like I was locking up, sir.
So in actuality, you never did relock the door then?
Well, I thought that maybe I could lock it after I found the key. Let's think of it. I guess the door still hasn't been locked properly.
What? But it's locked. No, I keep forgetting. This.
Eureka!
That's a contradiction here between reality and the evidence. If what Miss Bird has said is true, then why is this door locked tight?
Huh? You're right.
Miss Bird, are you sure you didn't relock this door? I am certain of it, sir. And I don't think Mr. Portsman noticed it himself that I hadn't.
Which means... What, sir?
It either means that he actually does have the key to his office, or that the door Miss Bird opened wasn't this one at all, but a completely different one.
You opened a different door? How can you prove that?
There's an easy way to find out. All we need to do is... we need to examine these. No, I meant the nameplate!
Whoops. The prints in the doorknob will tell us everything. Hey, you! Yeah, you, pal! Do us a favor and see what you can lift from this, okay? So, what did you find out?
There's no need for such belligerent nostril flaring, Detective.
Sir, I have found only Mr. Portsman and Mr. Fate's prints on this doorknob.
So only two people's prints were found on this, huh? Pretty decisive.
Huh? I'm lost, sir.
Thinking logically, a certain other person's print should be on this knob as well. Now then, whose print should also be on this doorknob?
Take that!
Don't you find it odd that the prints of the person who unlocked this door are absent?
You mean...
Yes, the door that Miss Bird opens could not have been this one, but a different one. Oh! Okay, so that was the right that was the right answer after all. Okay. What have we here? I wouldn't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Is this basketball property of Mr. Portsman? Yes, sir! He's always ready for a match.
Basketball, soccer, dodgeball, tennis. It doesn't matter what sport it is, he's game. Although I think it'd be a little hard to play tennis with this ball.
That isn't the point you should be focusing on, Detective.
You're right, sir. Now I know what I should be focusing on. Bad, Mr. Portsman. Someone should teach him to clean up his toys after he's done playing.
I think we've reached the end of this conversation. What's this?
What are you looking at, sir? Oh, hey! How about a game?
That's okay, Detective. I just found the position of this hoop to be a little off.
Hey, you're right, sir. I guess it shifted when someone made a seriously sweet slam dunk.
The positioning of the hoop is definitely unnatural. I'd better take note of this. Oh, okay. What is this?
Looks like a scrap of paper. I'll get it, sir. Let's see. There's something written on it.
It looks like a note from the victim. I brought the 3 pieces of evidence by, just like we talked about on the phone, but it looks like you're out. Guess I'll catch up to you later, buddy.
Yeah, and it's from Mr. Portsman.
Note left by victim data jotted down in my organizer. Poking around in this hallway is actually paid out quite handsomely.
Huh? How so, sir?
In a variety of different ways. I think it's time we had a little chat with the real culprit of this case. You know who the killer is? How, Mr. Edgeworth? As long as my logic is sound, then yes. The mastermind behind this murder is none other than Mr. Portsman. What? Mr. Portsman?
I knew it! That's exactly what my logic senses were telling me too! I suspected it was him from the instant he accused Maggie of being the killer, sir!
That is anything but logical. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourselves. Come what may, it's time to knock on truth's door. March 14th, 5:12 a.m. High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202.
Mr. Portsman! I finished processing the bloody letters, sir.
Alright,
Let me take a gander at it. How's it here? Okay, looking good. You there, take good care of this. Bro! Well, if it isn't Detective Gumshoe. End of the line for you, Mr. Portsman. We've got you now. I love your dog, Mr. Edgeworth. Is this some kind of joke?
It's no joke. We know, Mr. Jock Portsman, that you are the guilty party in this case.
You must be pretty upset getting chased out of your own room. I'd be mad too. So I guess you can stay, if you promise to stay out of our way.
You intend to hide your crime under the guise of a prosecutor doing his job?
I can see right through the unsightly, paper-thin mask you wear upon your cowl. Who'd have ever thought it would come to this? Actually, come to think of it, your mentor was Manfred von Karma, right? The legendary prosecutor who never lost a single case for 40 long years. But there was always this incessant chatter about forged evidence with that guy. It really teaches me that I've got to stay on the lookout for false accusations, you know?
You've been trying to play mind games with me because they won't work. The only thing you should be using that mouth of yours for now is explaining yourself. Although that too will only dig your hole deeper. Either way, your game is up.
Well, aren't we full of ourselves? You know you have yet to prove anything.
Mr. Portsman's rebuttal.
I have no idea what sort of harebrained idea you have in mind, but there's a mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit. Besides, how, may I ask, you propose I unlocked your door and got in here?
Oh!
Cameron JK just traded with 19 viewers.
Hi! Thank you for the raid, Cameron! Hi, everyone! So, I finished playing Silent Hill 2 earlier. Very, very early in the stream. It only took me like 40 minutes or something. So, I quickly downloaded Ace Attorney Investigations Collection. And I'm currently playing through it. I have about an hour left this stream. So, hello everyone, I'm Melody Wisp. I'm an accessibility provider, captioning, and a VTuber. I play mostly RPGs and stuff, horror games, stuff like that. But I also love visual novels, and that's what I'm playing today. Ace Attorney Investigations Collection. Currently, we are accusing the prosecutor who has taken over this murder case of being the culprit. Because he did it. I'm a VTuber, cat. I know, right? What a surprise. Sorry, but we are not finished yet.
Boy, you're stubborn. I suppose you're basing your accusations on something?
I'll show you what I'm basing my accusation on. With evidence. Mr. Portsman's rebuttal.
I have no idea what sort of harebrained idea you have in mind, but...
Hold it!
My accusation is a harebrained idea, is it?
You tell me. I'd say it is. For all. There's a mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit.
Hold it!
Oh? And what, pray tell, kind of evidence are we talking about here?
Jim was my partner, so you can't see I had a motive for killing him.
And? That's it? It's not even an anthill, let alone a mountain.
But it's more than enough, wouldn't you agree?
Might I recommend that you review what the word evidence means?
It doesn't change the fact that the evidence doesn't point to me as the killer. Besides, how, may I ask, will you propose I unlocked your door and got in here?
Hold it!
Unfortunately, I believe I have already shown how earlier.
Your speculations mean nothing, as I still insist that I cannot gain access to your room.
What should I do now? Should I raise an objection? You claim to have had no way to open my door. However, is that really the honest truth?
Alright, I'll humor you. Go ahead, shoot.
Very well then. I propose that you use this to open my door.
Take that!
I believe you were able to open my office door with the master key, no less.
Objection!
Wait. Hold on for a sec. I never laid a finger on that key, as you already know.
Precisely. You were able to open my door without lifting a single finger. Well, maybe you did, but only to direct. That's right. You used your finger to direct this person to open my door with a key.
Take that!
You had asked Miss Bird to open your own office door for you, yes?
Yeah, I kind of forgot my key at home. Happens a bit too often for my taste, you know?
the room you had Miss Bird open at that time was not your own, was it? What?
You have quite the imagination. But why don't we ask the girl herself whose door she opened, shall we?
I'm certain that it was Mr. Portsman's door, sir. I checked the number plate to make sure I was opening the right door, sir.
See? Miss Bird backed up my story.
Yes, what if you had misled her to fool her into thinking what you wanted?
Huh! And how do you suppose I did that?
By switching the number plates on our doors, for example. That's right! They do slide out pretty easily.
Furthermore, you then used one other thing to give a very strong impression. That the door she was opening was yours and not, in fact, mine.
What was it that Mr. Portsman used to make Miss Bird think that it was his room?
Take that!
What? The basketball hoop, sir? It's quite the peculiar fixture in any hallway, let alone a hallway in this building. Which is why it left an unusually strong impression on you. It's an object perfectly suited to sit just outside the office of a peculiar prosecutor.
Ah!
That's very true, sir, because there was a basketball hoop sitting there. Because the door I was opening had to be Mr. Portsman's. There are signs that the hoop has been moved. It's sitting in front of my office, to be sure.
I see. So that's how you throw suspicion on people. Thanks for the tip. But I think your conjecture is a little off the racetrack.
Conjecture's rebuttal.
Now you're just spouting nonsense. I had the girl open my office door. After that, I was in my room the entire time. You don't have a single reason to suspect me.
So he intends to claim his innocence to the end, does he?
I'm as pure and innocent as my jacket. And this bird is as dirty and guilty as the jacket she wears.
My jacket's not dirty, I'll have you know. I just washed it yesterday. Please calm down, for I intend to show who is the one truly covered in slime here.
Now you're just spouting nonsense.
Hold it!
Nonsense, you say?
Yes, because I'm telling the truth here. I had the girl open my office door.
Hold it!
Using the master key, of course.
Sure, you have a problem with that? That is what the master key is for, right?
Perhaps we should place it in an elaborate labyrinth of some sort for people like you.
After that, I was in my room the entire time.
Hold it!
And what were you doing in your office? I was doing my usual training regimen.
Training regimen? What were you going through your law books from start to finish? Mainly batting practice and some weights. Oh, and I jog when I get the chance. Well, you must be the buffest prosecutor we have.
With the weakest legal muscles, it would seem.
I was doing my usual workout, so... You don't have a single reason to suspect me.
Hold it!
I think I've given you quite a few reasons, actually.
Objection!
But none of those would stand up on their own.
Objection!
And where about all the evidence?
Objection!
It's all circumstantial. No judge would convict on such flimsy evidence.
He seems to be trembling a little. One more little push. All I have to do is find a flaw in his testimony.
Objection!
Oh, okay, I used it on the wrong statement.
Objection!
No.
I had your door dusted for prints.
My door? What for? Come on, I bet you didn't find anything. You sure are good at wasting time.
You're right, I didn't find anything.
And definitely not Miss Bird's fingerprints. Prints? What do they have to do with anything?
Let's put it this way. If she really was the one who opened your door, then her print should naturally be on the doorknob she touched. Ah! Further, all of the prints on my office door's knobs have been wiped clean off. I can only assume it's because Miss Bird's fingerprints were on it.
Objection!
But it doesn't change the fact that I was in my room the entire time.
Is that really a fact, or is it fiction?
Hey! Would I lie to you?
I have here proof that you were not in your room the entire time as you claim.
Take that!
This is a note that the victim left for you, Mr. Portsman.
A note?
It was left under your door, or did you not notice? And right here it says, but you're out. You were not in your room when the victim came to call on you. So then, where were you and what were you doing? Ah! Don't you think it's time you gave up your charade? We know you stole into my office with the intent of stealing something from me. And Detective Faith found you out. Possibly because he heard sounds coming from a room whose occupant was on leave. Mr. Portsman, you killed Mr. Faith to silence him. And I had the misfortune to return when I did. He had to threaten you as you escaped. As I said when you had the gun to my back, no one gets away with committing murder in my office.
And just what's so funny, pal? Well, that look of stiff seriousness on the face of his office's finest prosecutor, as he makes a huge mistake in accusing me, is simply too much to bear. There's just nothing else like it in the world.
What? Mr. Edward just explained it all and he even backed it up. You're the murderer. Stop trying to be slippery and just admit to the crime already.
And as I said earlier, it's all so circumstantial, so full of conjecture. You say you checked my doorknob for prints? Well, I can readily confess that I had wiped that knob down as well.
Huh?
I'm a little obsessive-compulsive, you see. I didn't want to touch a doorknob that you had touched. Which is why I wiped the knob down as soon as I could after you opened the door. After that, it makes perfect sense that only Jim's and my own prints would be on there. You made the up just now, didn't you? Furthermore, as for the note Jim left for me, do you know exactly when that was? For all we know, he could have left it in before I arrived at the office. Like early evening, for example.
You say you failed to notice a note in your doorway?
Hey, even geniuses fail at times. I was probably too preoccupied by work-related matters, although that's no excuse.
Now that's just a flat-out lie. There's no way you didn't notice a note that size.
Oh, you can't prove that, can you?
Hey, something, Mr. Edward. Back me up here, sir.
Portsman makes a good point. I can't prove that he didn't simply overlook it. Besides, I have an airtight alibi.
Airtight, you say?
I only just realized I had one as we were talking. I guess it would have been better for all of us if I had told you sooner.
Portsman's alibi.
If memory serves, you came back to this office at around 2 a.m., correct? And it was then that you had an unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprit. At exactly that time, I was down in criminal affairs. Ask around. I'm sure the other detectives will corroborate my story. It's the perfect alibi.
Do you really think it's that perfect?
Like I said, I don't care. Ask around all you like. You'll see for yourself.
Detective Gumshoe.
Yes, sir! Sir! I'll go check on his alibi, sir. Be right back. Mr. Edwards, sir, I think we're in trouble. It's just like Mr. Portsman said. The guys down in criminal affairs said they saw him around 2 a.m.
You see? All the evidence points to him being the culprit. There must be a contradictory point in his alibi somewhere. Rebuttal!
If memory serves, you came back to this office at around 2 a.m., correct?
Hold it!
You are correct. It was around 2 a.m.
Are you sure? It's really important to me that you're spot on with the time.
I remember checking my watch then, and make no mistake, it was 2.
Ooh! Giving testimony like a pro! Okay, so you came back to your office at 2. And it was then that you had that unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprit.
Hold it!
It is as you say. However...
Yes, however, you are the only one who claims to have bumped into the culprit. So tell me, did you see the person's face? Was it me who you saw?
It was pitch black, so I couldn't actually see.
Objection!
Oh, come now. I'm sure you saw something. Try a little harder, why don't you?
I'm beginning to feel like I'm the one being interrogated here.
Oh well, it doesn't matter if you remember or not. It only matters that you ran into the culprit. But at exactly that time, I was down in criminal affairs.
Hold it!
So you paid the criminal affairs department a visit?
Yep, right after I left the prosecutor's building, I headed straight for the precinct. Ask around, I'm sure the other detectives will corroborate my story. It's the perfect alibi.
Hold it!
Well, we did go and ask around to confirm your testimony.
And it was just as I said, right? Yes, sir. A number of detectives said that they saw you at around that time. See? I have the perfect alibi. That's the ace I had him up my sleeve.
Ugh. Impossible! He actually does have the perfect alibi.
What's wrong? Why the sudden sullen look on your face? Did you say anything bad, Mr. Edgeworth? I think we've reached the end of the line, and it's time to get off this crazy train. You there! Sir? Please escort the young lady out. Remember, be gentle. Maggie!
Detective Gumshoe! Is there nothing I can do? There must be a way to turn this situation around. If I only had a clue, did I miss something that can help me cast doubt on his alibi? I need to calmly think this through one more time, and with logic. There were 2 bullets left at the scene of the crime. One that robbed Mr. Faith of his life, and one that nearly robbed me of my jacket. However, the murder weapon only shows signs of being fired once, meaning that it is entirely possible that a second gun was used in my office tonight. But seeing as how the killer had to steal Mr. Faith's gun, I thought the killer had another gun up their sleeve. Therefore, the second gun could have been the property of an entirely different person, which could mean that there was another person who paid a visit to my office tonight. Maybe the victim and his killer were the only visitors to my office tonight. Supposing there was yet another visitor tonight, that would also resolve the issue of why my shelves were upended twice. We know that the shelves were disturbed once before and once after the murder, so it shouldn't be much of a stretch to think that it was the work of 2 different people. Once by the person who stole the victim's gun and then killed him with it, and once again after the murder by our second culprit, who was the owner of the second gun. If we suppose that the second culprit's gun was the one that was pointed at my back...
Objection!
Mr. Portsman, it seems that I need to amend my assumptions regarding this case.
Great, so you finally come to your senses.
Mr. Edgeworth!
Sir, what are you saying?
This has been a big misunderstanding on my part from the start. I had assumed that the person I ran into was the killer, but that may not be the case.
What do you mean?
The person I ran into was just your average thief.
A thief? But, sir, doesn't that cause some sort of contradiction in the facts?
Not at all. It simply means the killer was someone else. And it means that in actuality, 2 culprits stole into my office tonight.
What do you mean 2?
It explains both why my shelves were disturbed twice and how there were 2 guns. Mr. Portsman tricked Miss Bird and gained entry into my office.
Objection!
Now you're just leaving the argument. You still don't have any actual proof, you know. If you could please go along with my hypothetical scenario for now, Mr. Portsman.
In the end, if you really are innocent, you should have nothing to worry about.
Grr.
Now then, returning to my scenario, Mr. Portsman was out to steal something from me, which is why he checked my secret safe and ransacked my shelves. This is the first time.
So then, this would be when the files were put back in the wrong order, right?
Correct. And then, just when he was about to look somewhere else, Mr. walked in but his own partner, Mr. Faith.
Well, why did Mr. Faith come into your room, sir?
He probably had business with Mr. Portsman, which is why he was in the area. But that's when he noticed sounds coming from my office would be my guess. Oh, because we were supposed to be away, right?
And he must have thought it was odd, so he came into his office to check it out.
Correct. And as a detective, that was the right thing to do. But when he came in, he found his own partner standing there. Because it was Mr. Portsman, Mr. Faith probably let his guard down. But Mr. Portsman was not so merciful as to let him leave alive. He waited for a chance and stole Mr. Faith's gun from him, and then... he killed him. He silenced Mr. Faith for catching him in the act of stealing. This was the moment in which the first shot was fired, the one that landed in my files. Following that, Mr. Portsman wiped the gun down and left it behind as he made his exit. He could afford to do that because he had also left a fake dying message behind.
You're such a complicated troublemaker, you know that?
Well, if things were as simple as that, then all would be solved. However, there was yet another visitor to my room, and this is where it gets complicated.
There was another visitor, sir?
Yes, and this other person's objective was also to steal something from me. Now then, even after Mr. Portman left, the door to my office remained unlocked. However, this new visitor had no way of knowing that, and so they stole the master key from the security guard's room, and then entered my room and searched through my shelves. This was the second time they were disturbed, and it seems the thief found their prize.
The stolen O file, right, sir?
Correct. Only, just as the thief was about to leave with the file, I appeared. The thief then threatened me with their own gun and made their escape. The second bullet was fired during that brief encounter.
So the shelves getting messed up twice and the 2 bullets. It was all because 2 different people were doing those things at 2 different times.
Precisely. So now do you see, Mr. Portsman? The person I met was just a thief and was not in fact Mr. Fate's killer. Your alibi for the time frame in which I ran into the other person is now irrelevant. Because we now know that the murder took place during the first culprit's visit.
Objection!
What's so funny, pal? Absolutely splendid. Your scenario explains everything. Of course it does. It's Mr. Edgeworth, after all. But you know,
That doesn't change the fact that it's all circumstantial.
supposing if, and that's a big if, your theory is right, it would indeed render my alibi, which has withstood scrutiny, mind you, irrelevant. But there is still one defining point of your argument for which you have no evidence. Your supposition that I was the first visitor. Mr. Edgeworth, you can't let him get away with that, sir!
But he has a point. I have absolutely no proof at this point. Don't say that, sir.
I don't believe this! Don't worry, Maggie. I'll do something if I must. You know something? I find your attitude to be somewhat peculiar, Mr. Edgeworth. And the person you met really was just a plain old thief. And why is that person not your main suspect? That is, if your theory is correct.
Portsman's alibi, part 2.
That thief you ran into should be a real suspect, wouldn't you say? We should be out there looking for that thief right now. They might still be nearby. I hate to repeat myself, but as I've already said, I was training in my room. And when Jim came to deliver some evidence to me, I was done in criminal affairs. So I can't be expected to know what happens around here after I left.
Do you think we should be out there looking for the thief?
Of course! Now isn't the time to be having these dead-end discussions.
I don't think it's at all dead-ended. I find your alibi to be fascinating. Let's continue where we left off, shall we? I know he's lying. I know he was here at the scene of the crime. I just have to find a way to prove it.
Rebuttal! That thief you ran into should be a real suspect, wouldn't you say?
Hold it!
Actually, no, I wouldn't.
Why not?
That's elementary. The dying message, of course. Mr. Fate's killer very clearly left those letters on the spines of those files. It was after they were on there that the thief stole one of them.
You mean the O files, right?
And that's how we also know the letters themselves were set up, and not from Mr. Fate. If the thief was the killer, do you think he would try to undermine themselves?
Ah! Maybe the killer just didn't think of that either? Yes, that must be it. Maybe, just maybe. We should be out there looking for that thief right now. They might still be nearby.
Hold it!
Once escaped, I highly doubt a thief would linger nearby.
Well, you never know. Maybe they didn't get what they were really after.
Oh? You sound like you know quite a bit about this thief.
There's nothing like that. I have no idea about anything. After all, I hate to repeat myself, but as I've already said, I was training in my room.
Hold it!
But according to Mr. Fate's notes...
Hold on. I thought we already cleared that up. Didn't we say that Jim left that note for me in the early evening? If you have proof that he left it at a different time, say, just before he was murdered...
I don't have any, no.
You see? So I insist again that I was in my office the entire time. And when Jim came to deliver some evidence to me, I was done in criminal affairs.
Hold it!
Why didn't he go there with Mr. Fate?
Oh, that's because he said he was tired and was going to take a quick nap. You know those sofas in the hallway? He likes to sleep on those. It's one of his habits.
And what is the evidence he brought?
They were things related to yesterday's case. Just 2 items, a gun and a pendant.
Interesting. Testimony seems too crucial to let slip through the cracks.
He brought me 2 items, a gun and a pendant, that are related to yesterday's case.
Hold it!
A gun and a pendant?
Yes, this gun, which was the murder weapon, and this pendant, which belonged to the victim.
And why were you taking him to criminal affairs?
There was something in a past case file I wanted to compare these two to. But all this has nothing to do with this case right now. Anyway, I believe you'll find the long paper trail I left to be to your satisfaction. This is all matching up with what Detective Gumshoe found out. So I can't be expected to know what happened around here after I left.
Hold it!
I can't expect you to know, can I? Nope. But I guess you can expect me to take a guess based on logical deduction. Oh? Then let's see you deduce. You waited for me to leave and then stole the master key. For the purpose of sneaking into your room, of course. And that's when Miss Bird caught him red-handed and the murder occurred. It's all exactly as I had laid out earlier. I know he's lying. I know he was here at the scene of the crime. I just have to find a way to prove it.
Objection!
Only 2 pieces. I believe the proper phrase here is you fail. Excuse me? You fail as a prosecutor, Mr. Portsman, as you intend to keep evidence hidden from me. What are you talking about? I haven't hidden anything from you. Well, here's a piece I think you should read. Carefully. Oh, it says that Mr. Faye was bringing 3 pieces. Yes, and this is the victim's real dying message to you, Mr. Portsman. Can't believe you tripped up by simple arithmetic. Where is the missing piece of evidence? You have it, don't you? Only the guilty would make such a face. Detective Gumshoe! You don't have to say it, sir. I'll pat the guy down from head to toe. Don't come any closer! I'm warning you! This is all part of the investigation, pal. So don't even think about stopping me. No! Hey, what's this? He had this on him, sir.
Despite what you said, it would appear that you do have something to hide.
But why would he hide something like that?
There's only one reason why anyone would hide evidence of this caliber. Because it would unequivocally point to the person himself as the real killer. Let's examine this videotape in a little more detail. For the section of the tape that will drive the last nail into his coffin. The KG8 incident?
That's a police case number, sir. Does that mean this video is evidence from that case?
Interesting. However, what's recorded on this isn't what's important right now. Let's give the casing a thorough once-over.
Oh, that's blood, isn't it?
Yes, and I believe this is what the good prosecutor was trying to hide from us. This blood is still fresh.
You mean this might be Detective Faith's blood? No! You've got it all wrong!
No amount of denial can save you. We have but to run a blood test to find the truth. You told us that you had received evidence from the victim earlier. Now you will tell us when and how did the victim's blood find its way onto this video. Yeah! It's totally suspicious! Was it at the moment of his death? Did Detective Faith have this videotape on his personage when you killed him?
You know very well there's no way to prove that.
Not even if you were to examine this tape for fingerprints?
Yeah!
If I had to take a guess, I'd say that the only ones on you would belong to the murderous you and Mr. Faith.
No! Impossible!
Yeah!
No, don't swallow it! That's not healthy!
He fainted! March 14th, 5:47 a.m. High Prosecutor's Offices, Room 1202.
Mr. Portsman is in place under arrest for the murder of Detective Buddy Faith, sir.
Very good.
And the results we got back from the lab techs and the tape turned out to be real solid, sir. The blood work came back and it was definitely Mr. Faith's blood on there. And as a bonus, we were also able to lift a few of Mr. Faith's fingerprints as well.
Thank you very much, Mr. Edgeworth. I still can't believe I got to see your cool deduction skills outside the courtroom. I'm impressed beyond words, sir. It was nothing. I'm just sorry you got caught up in a murder in my office. Please accept my apologies. Aw, it was nothing. Really? Compared to what I've been through, I mean. I consider myself lucky that it was only a burglary and a murder this time, sir. If I had been a hold-up or a hostage situation, I'd have thrown my hands up in the air. I think I'm finally rising up from a goddess of misfortune to just an unlucky person. Something tells me we should have hired a different person for security detail.
You know something, sir? That Mr. Portsman really was one corrupt prosecutor.
And why would you say he was corrupt? That starts in 1 minute.
Well, I heard that there were a number of suspicious things related to his court cases. There's even rumors about how some of the evidence he uses is forged, sir.
Forged evidence, huh?
And they say he even decided not to prosecute a few cases for some really vague reasons.
Ooh! That guy was a complete disgrace for to the entire profession. We never did get around to asking what his reason was for breaking into my office.
Yeah, whenever we got near that topic, he just clammed up.
Although, we can be pretty certain that it was to steal something.
This is just between you and me, sir, but there's a rumor that some sort of huge organization is involved behind the scenes.
Oh?
Well, well.
When Mr. Portsman not willing to divulge anything, it certainly lays credence to that rumor. It would seem that we haven't heard the last of this.
Huh? Then Mr. Portsman isn't the bad guy?
I didn't say that. Rather that there are still many more mysteries for us to solve. I'm snoozing the ad break because it seems like this case is almost over. For example, we still haven't figured out the significance of this piece of evidence.
Take that!
The person who stole this file, the other villain of the night.
Yeah, I wonder who it was.
And what happened to the stolen pages? I wonder, what in the world was it that held me up at gunpoint?
Miss Edwards, sir.
Yes?
I came across this while I was processing your office earlier, sir.
This card.
What is it, sir? Is that a bird or something on there?
It's not just any bird. It is the mark of the raven. A three-legged raven. Even you should know what this is, detective.
Oh, it's about that thing, isn't it? That great thief everyone's talking about?
Yes, it is the mark of the great thief, Yatakarasu. Under the mark of a legendary bird, the Yatakarasu is noble to the end, a modern Robin Hood. Labeled mysterious and phantom-like, the Yatakarasu appears and vanishes at will. Mercurial News Special Edition. Yatakarasu hunts embassy. The noble Yatakarasu, vigilante of the business world, reappears. Though we don't know much about this thief's ultimate goal, we do know the targets. The Yatakarasu likes to find and make public evidence of corrupt dealings of all sorts. The theft is always performed in silence and always with perfection. Once a target is chosen, no dramatic calling card or announcement is sent forth. Instead, the chosen corporation is infiltrated without even the target noticing. Some days later, the evidence that was found is sent out to the mass media, along with a single card. Although it has been a while since the Yatakarasu's last appearance.
Hey, Miss Edwards! Look, something's written on the back.
What? Let me see.
It's the location of where the thief put the stolen files.
So the person who stole the contents of the file was the Yatakarasu? Yatakarasu. Organization. What a few key words are popping up in this mystery. The murder in my office? The return of the great thief, Yatakarasu. Looking back, I can't say I didn't see these events coming. For they were heralded by the incidents that began to occur 2 days ago. The end! Yeah, I thought so. I thought it would end soon. We're completing episode 1 of AAI-ME without using story mode. Okay, next episode is Turnabout Airlines. That silhouette looks familiar. Is it who I think it is? Or is it a new person? I don't know. Okay. That was fun! Oh, I love Ace Attorney. They're such fun games. Okay, let's see. Who can we raid out to? There's a lot of people streaming, actually. Let's send everyone over to... let's see. The Space Jays! They're currently playing Cairn. I'll be back tomorrow to play Hollow Knight Silksong. And then I'm gonna continue rotating, alternating between games. We're now playing the Ace Attorney Investigations collection. That's fun. I'm looking forward to the next case. Goodbye, everybody.